What's up, y'all? It's your boy T back with another video. And I know I've been going for a while, but I'm going to try to start posting consistently on this channel. I'm going to start a new segment where I talk about, lay out some unbiased facts so people could know who to bet on this weekend. I'm going to start basically a segment where I lay out all the facts, try to be unbiased as possible, and, help you casual fans decide on who they want to bet on. Yeah, so this is the first video of that segment. Today we're talking about Devin Haney versus Loma. And I guess this is kind of like a prediction video or what have you. And kind of just here to talk about these two fighters. Again, I'm going to try to stay away from bias as much as I can. But of course, everything can't be like that. Got to give my personal opinion sometime, right? That's the whole point of the channel. But so this weekend we got Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, and honestly, you got two sides of the fence. And like, to clarify what I mean by that, it just seems like you got on one end you have Loma fans that feel like Loma's gonna dominate Haney. They feel like that Loma, this is gonna be the best performance of Loma's career, and they don't feel like Haney can box with him. And then you got the other side of the street that's questioning why people even think Loma can box with Haney. People think Haney got the best IQ and footwork in the lightweight division, which you really can't blame him. Some people even think Haney too big. So let's get right into it. Okay, for quick summaries, I'm not gonna go into too much detail. I already posted a video on my channel going into Devin Haney's past and his amateur career and all that. So we're just gonna do quick summaries. So for Devin Haney's last two opponents, Kambosos Jr. and Jojo Diaz. And out of the two, out of his career period, I would have to say Jojo Diaz is probably his toughest fight. And y'all, by the way, I don't do scripts or anything like that. I'm just talking to y'all. I just like talking to y'all about boxing. So, we basically just chopping it up. But I would have to say, without trying to be too biased, is that Devin Haney's toughest opponent probably was Jojo Diaz, only because of the simple fact that Jojo Diaz was able to hurt Devin Haney. He was able to not box his style of boxing. He changed up the pace of the fight, and he didn't let Devin Haney do what he wanted. And he landed some pretty flush shots against Devin Haney. So I have to say that Jojo is the toughest opponent. I don't stand by that concretely. I know that, there's other opinions out there. As far as Vasily Lomachenko, we all know who Vasily Lomachenko is. Bob Arum even quoted him as being greater than Ali, or the Ali of this generation. His last two opponents were Richard Kami and Jermaine Ortiz. Now, I think we can all agree that Jermaine Ortiz was definitely Loma's toughest fight to date. We all know how Jermaine Ortiz feels. He feels like he's the one who should be fighting Devin Haney for undisputed. He went on an interview or multiple interviews saying how he felt like he won that fight. And I would have to say that if Loma wasn't Jermaine Ortiz's first 12-round fight, he might have would have got the decision. He was doing really good against Loma. He had some success against Loma, and he stayed busy in front of Loma. With all that being said, and I know that's a mouthful, it's safe to say that Loma overcame Jermaine Ortiz, though. Even though Jermaine Ortiz was the busier fighter, in the later rounds, I have to say, Loma start putting a clinic on Jermaine Ortiz, and I think he won that fight silently. Again, not trying to put my personal opinion in too much, but I would have to say that Loma beat Jermaine Ortiz silently. So I guess the question is, what to bet this weekend? So if we look at their boxing rec, if we go on BoxRec and look at their record, I think it's safe to say that betting a KO with either fighter would be a dangerous bet. Either fighter in their last 5 fights have not KO'd anyone. Devin Haney is definitely less likely to KO Loma than Loma is to KO Devin Haney. No slight against Devin Haney fans. I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, you always say he pillow hands and da-da-da-da. It's true, okay? Don't be mad at me. It's the truth, okay? At an upper level, it's hard to see Devin Haney KOing anyone. However, Loma fans, y'all really not off the hook either, because obviously Lomachenko is really worried about Devin Haney's size. Obviously, he feels like Devin Haney's too big.
Is this lightweight?
He's a big lightweight.
No, it's heavyweight.
Now,
In the ring, I'll show you.
Yeah, I find that very odd. It's almost like, some would almost say that Loma is already kind of making an excuse for himself already. I just don't understand why he feels Devin Haney is so much bigger than him, especially coming from his last fight, coming from Jermaine Ortiz, who was a lot taller and bigger than Devin Haney. It just kind of don't make sense, especially since Bob Arum, kind of talked Loma up. Like I said, he called him the greatest since Ali, and it just don't look good. So yeah, everything about Loma just seemed off. His body language and the interviews and the press conference seemed like he don't want to be there. But we also got to remember that Loma just got done fighting a war for his country. So all that bad body language and excuses might just be because Loma is just razor sharp and focused on other things, you know what I mean? And he might just very well take Devin Haney's head off this weekend. So, them the facts, all I could lay out for you guys. If I had to pick, my final prediction is probably Devin Haney by decision. I wouldn't bet a KO from either fighter. If you did bet a KO, I would probably lean towards Loma KO and Devin Haney. But I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Haney got the KO. But if you really care about what I put down, this is my card right here for the whole weekend. I got Katie Taylor, I got Nico Ali-Wash, I got Oscar Valdez, and I got Junto Nakatani. And Devin Haney by decision. If you want to copy my card, you can. If not, see you guys next time.